Hello today guys, and today we're going to be doing part 2 of the top 10 conspiracies about your favorite TV shows. And it's really good. And after this, do you want to know about part 3? Don't know. I could squeeze some in, maybe some Disney movies instead of cartoon series. See some movies in, make some things, okay? Okay, so let's get into this. Number 10. Scooby-Doo is set in a period of economic depression. This theory states that the original Scooby-Doo cartoon took place during a period of economic depression. The economic depression was so terrible that it even affected famous people like celebrities, professors, and athletes. Because of these setbacks, many of these normally respected individuals devoted themselves to a life of crime, and many disguised themselves as monsters so that they could shift the blame on someone else. 9. Ed, and Eddie are actually dead and deady. The next conspiracy is that Ed and Eddie purgatory theory, which states that everyone in the neighborhood actually died in a different time period, was sent to roam the cul-de-sac of Peach Creek Estates. The land they once lived in their former life. This theory is quite interesting because behind that innocent and happy setting there lies each character's dark and gloomy past. The first to die was Rolf, a son of a shepherd who lived with his family at their farm. Not only was he the first to die, he was the first to live in the land that would be later known as cul-de-sac. In 1903, Rolf was trampled to death by his bull, who broke out of his cage. He took his farm animals even after death and still care of them and his farming duties on a daily basis. Right after Rolf's death, Johnny and his family moved into the farm that Rolf's family used to own. In an attempt to compensate for the lack of friends and abundance of free time he had, Johnny created a plan he could stay with him for the rest of his life. After years of fighting tuberculosis, Johnny died in 1922 and took his friend Plank with him in the afterlife. Eddie was born in New York but moved to the neighborhood in 1932 as it had begun to start forming for many families moving into the land. Because he was during the Great Depression, Eddie became a skimmer in order to get away from the sad truth that he was living in. However, in 1939, it inevitable brought him to death when he drowned in a river while trying to run away from a group of children that were trying to get revenge on Eddie after falling for his trickery. Sarah and Ed were born in the late 40s when the cul-de-sac started to form from the great popular, planned development in the post-war era. While growing up in World War II, they had different ways of escaping the brutal reality of a working mother who was never home and a dead GI. Sarah became controlling in order to let everyone know that she was the one who was in charge. On the other hand, Ed shut from the world and got involved in comics and movies. Their death was caused by a car accident while driving to their grandparents' house. If you like the World War II, I'm going to be making one, and if you want one, put it in the comments. A flower child, Naz, was born in the 60s during the hippie era. Growing up as a beautiful girl, she always flirted with the boys and lived carelessly. However, in the summer of 1979, a serial killer escaped from an asylum and broke into Naz's house. The whole family was murdered after Naz was raped and killed. In the afterlife, Naz chose to completely forget about her family, which is why she does anything she wants because she has no parental figure. Ed was born under two controlling presents who, even after his death, greatly influenced his life. He followed their footsteps into lacing, but he became rather shy and timid. In 1986, a gas leak occurred while Ed was experimenting, causing an explosion, which blew him up and his house altogether. Kevin was born on the day of Edward's death from a drunken and abusive father. In order to relieve the stress caused by his father, he bullied other children. In 1999, Kevin tried to stand up against his father, but was beaten and died while being transported to hospital. In Kevin's afterlife, Kevin altered his dad's personality to be a loving and caring one. However, Kevin still retains his bullying tendencies. Jimmy was the last to join the kids when he died from leukemia in 2000. Before his death, Jimmy lived in Kevin's old house under his overprotective parents, who never let him out to play with the kids. As his days passed by, Jimmy stayed in his small bedroom fighting with his illness. The Canker sisters, however, are daughters of the devil, sent from hell to torture the lost. 8. SpongeBob SquarePants in nuclear testing. The SpongeBob SquarePants theory comes from the name Bikini Bottom, which theorists equate with Bikini Atoll. In reality, Bikini Atoll is an island in the Pacific Ocean where the US had detonated many nuclear devices. The theory surmises that as a metaphor, radiation from the bombs genetically mutated the characters into SpongeBob SquarePants and gave them intelligence as well as human characteristics. 7. Winnie the Pooh's characters all have mental disorders. According to the Canadian Medical Association, each Winnie the Pooh character symbolises a certain mental disorder. The following is a list of mental disorders that each character supposedly has. Surprisingly, the theory actually fits each of the characters very well. Winnie the Pooh has an eating disorder. Piglet has generalized anxiety disorder. Owl has dyslexia and short-term memory loss. Tigger has attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Kanga has social anxiety disorder. Roo has autism spectrum disorder. Rabbit suffers from obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD. Eel has depressive disorder, not surprisingly. And Christopher Brown has schizophrenia. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. 6. Fairly Odd Parents, Cosmo and Wanda represents antidepressants. There's a theory that Timmy Turner from the Fairly Odd Parents is actually depressed. It's actually might not be surprising because his parents bully him, his babysitter bullies him, his teacher bullies him, and people at school bully him. Let's pray for Timmy. 5. Inspector Gadget is actually Dr. Claw. There's a conspiracy that Inspector Gadget is actually Dr. Claw. And according to a theory posted on various sites, that's because Dr. Claw is the real Inspector Gadget. The main character is actually a robot duplicate of the man Claw once was, who was driven insane by an accident and now wants to destroy the machine that replaced him. But there's no way that makes sense, right? This explains why Dr. Claw has robotic parts. 4. Adventure Time post-apocalyptic theory. Adventure Time is set in a part of Earth called Ooo, thought to be the existence around 1,000 years after the nuclear apocalypse. There's been much speculation as to what part of post-apocalyptic Earth Ooo is. But one of the biggest theories is that it's actually California, given that the majority of characters speak predominantly English and in an American accent. It would be logically to assume that Ooo is based somewhere in the post-apocalyptic America, but there are two widely noted pieces of evidence that have caused fans to speculate that Ooo was once the Golden State. The first hit that fans noticed came from when a license plate on the Clamabulixin food. 3. Care Bears are voodoo masquerading as children entertainment. According to at least one writer, the Care Bears is absolutely height of voodoo inflation in children's entertainment. Start with the name first. Who can deny the similarity between the name Care Bears and Care Fours? The district of Port au Prince, which is the heart of the voodoo world. Can the clouds, city of Kerala, anything but an ideally holy city of the Loire, a divine reflection of Care Force? And consider some of the terminology. The Care Bears constantly want to share until you care, just as the Loire want to share the bodies of their worshippers. The Care Bears are constantly trying to be children's friends, just as voodoo are often referred to by their followers as friendly spirits or just friends. Plus, the cuddly insignias arcane symbols on the Care Bear's tummies line up rather nicely with the symbols of the voodoo gods. Hide your children. No, the sword article's time 2 minutes aside, so it's probably the writer who doesn't really believe this stuff. But it was good a theory not to share. 2. Powerpuff Girls. Yeah? I'm coming! Powerpuff Girls. Powerpuff Girls. The imaginary theory. However, there is a theory about the TV show that had me wonder, what if the Powerpuff Girls aren't superheroes, but we're pretending them to be? I mean, really, they are little girls, but could it be the reason of them imaginary themselves as superheroes by a way to escape from the reality they're living in? Of the reality of the I mean, really, they are little girls. But could it be the reason for them imagining themselves as superheroes be a way to escape from the reality they're living in? In this theory, Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup are normal kindergartens who imagine the world of Powerpuff Girls. Professor Unum, the girl's father, was actually an ordinary pharmacist. Mojo is the girl's half-brother. He's sexually interested in the girls and has attempted ways of capturing them in a way that seems fit. Lumpkins is the girl's real next-door neighbour. The Gangrene Gang are basically a group of teenagers that will go along with the girl's imagination. Him is the brother of the professor and the girl's uncle. He's evil because he's a homosexual. The professor was highly against it. Finally, the mayor of Townsville is actually the girl's grandfather. He would go along with the girl's imagination. He would pretend to call them for help and would thank them for saving the day. 1. Pokemon. Ash's Corner Theory. One of the biggest criticisms of the Pokemon show has been that Ash is mysteriously ageless. Seriously, over 10 years of the show, and he hasn't aged a day. Well, there's a theory to explain that. In the first episode, Ash spots a Ho-Oh, a legendary Pokemon that is thought to grant wishes to those it appears to. In this theory, when Ash spotted the Ho-Oh, he wished that he would never stop his Pokemon journey. Ipso facto, Ash never ages, and he will never be a Pokemon master because his journey would end. And he's in a coma, because he just imagines it. Okay, you get that. So that's it, and the Pokemon was for Luke and Jack, and the Power of Adventure Time was for Jack. Yes, please. And if you like this video, and if you like this video, just go down and subscribe and say, I like the video! Oh! And sorry for my creepy voice. Next time, if you want another part 3, go down in the comments. Want a part 3? Well, might give you a part 3. But if you want any other part 10, just put it in the comments. Peace. And also shout out to Galaxy Gaming. I've said that a tons of times, but you can see the picture in front of you. So yeah. Peace. Now.